The other night I watched The Heads of State on, I think it's Amazon Prime. It's got John Cena and a British black guy actor. I've seen him in other stuff. I don't know his name. But it wasn't a bad movie. The action was legit. My son enjoyed it. It had its comedic moments. The pace was good, all that. I would have been like, this is just a perfect kind of fun popcorn movie, action style, without any agenda, except it had the biggest agenda of all. In the middle of it, it was because, all right, I'm going to try, spoilers may happen. I mean, I'll try to dance around it as much as I can, but it's probably going to happen. So the black dude is the Prime Minister of London. John Cena was an action star who became president, kind of loosely based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's dreams is the way that it looked like they just rolled over what Arnold wishes he could have done into this movie. And they don't get along. The London Prime Minister thinks that, the American president is a joke, blah, blah, blah. But they're told, hey, we need, it would be a good photo op. You guys get along right on Air Force One. That's what they're telling the black dude from London. And so he does. Plane crashes because the guy, they try to kill him. You know how it goes or whatever. But where it just goes off the rails with the agenda is that the subplot to it is that now the reason why they wanted to get rid of these two is to destroy NATO and disband NATO. So when they make their return from the plane crash, they go into NATO. And then they both give this insane speech of why NATO needs to be NATO and how beautiful it is and how they're the best friends of the world that protect the world from dictators rising up and how NATO's the greatest thing on planet Earth. Essentially, I mean, it was so blatant. The monologues about NATO, I was like, you have got to be... NATO paid for this movie. Then I'm trying to explain this to my son, and he's just looking at me like, I want to watch the explosions. And I was like, the explosions can wait. You need to understand the propaganda that they have put into this and how to look for propaganda that will change your mind through your subconscious. And not like him going, yes, NATO is a beautiful thing or whatever, but it's like, no, man, you need to be aware that, there are issues with it. This is not a love story about NATO. It was just... It was disarming. It was upsetting. Mainly because we can't just have a movie without governmental interference. But other than that, if you're just aware that that's what they're trying to do, then it wasn't a bad flick. I mean, it was good action from start to finish. It was almost like a movie inside a movie. It almost seemed like that the main character, John Cena, it was to the point where at the end of the movie, I thought they were going to reveal that it was just a movie. And that John Cena and the black British dude are sitting in the movie theater, watching it at the premiere. I thought that it could have ended like that because it was just... it was so over the top. so over the top, dude. I am so tired of politics, and we can never escape it. You know that, right? We can just never escape it. This is just what our life is here under the sun. Is just nothing but politics. That's all that life is about. And they're constantly talking about vote for this person to make life affordable again. It's like, dude, I don't think anyone has the power to make life affordable again. Otherwise, Donald Trump would have done it. I'm sure Biden would have done it. I'm sure, I don't think that anyone, and if they do, then they're just not allowed to do it. But how would you even get prices back to where they were pre-COVID? How would you even, a president can't do that. A mayor of New York can't do that. You essentially would have to have, every major corporation unanimously agree to lower their profit margins and their cost of everything. And that is not how businesses work. It's year after year. They want that red line to go up. You've seen the charts. You know how the charts work. They don't like dips. Dips don't do better. Dips don't do better. They don't. They want it to go up and up and up. And so here we are, trying to figure out how to pay for it. So no one can lower prices. I think the only economy that people can lower is gas. And then I don't even know where, what they can even lower it to without cutting into their red line going up into the air, soaring high, like eagles on high. So, if a president can figure it out, just make him a king, make him the dictator, low gas, low groceries, you're in for life. Do what you want. We will be your digital ID slaves. So all this talk about, because I just saw, flipping through, doing the scrolling thing, someone, and I don't know who this guy is because I don't follow him. It just showed up in my feed. Some sort of political man. And he was saying that, that the Republicans lost in New York and Virginia and somewhere else, and that in order to win, what they must focus on, what Republicans must focus on is affordability, helping people live the American dream. And I just think that's a load of shit. I don't think that's possible anymore. Like I said, how would you get everyone, all the corporations, all the different forms of industry, the housing, the gas, the electric, the food, everything, and get everyone to take a hit on their profits and have that red line go down a little bit so that we can all live where it's not the most painful thing imaginable, scraping by, trying to pay for all these outrageous prices. I won't even go, I'm trying not even to go out to eat. It's insane, dude. I don't even think I talked about this on the show, but I meant to. And I might have taken a picture of it. This is just coming to me now. But I ate at a steakhouse a few months ago for my wife's aunt's birthday. And I could not even, our meals and everything, me, my wife, and my son, they weren't, it wasn't outrageous. It wasn't, oh, dude, here it is right here. All right, so I'm going to go over this with you real quick. Because this is just insane. This is just 3 people eating, and we didn't even get like the expensive things on the meal. We just got regular, I don't know, good meals. This is what we got. We got, my wife got a blue cheese wedge, a loaded baked potato. I got pasta with grilled shrimp with marinara instead of Alfredo, because my God, why would you want to put Alfredo into your body, into your bloodstream? Ugh. I mean, that is like a bomb, dude. That is like a bomb of goo hitting your stomach. You got to rebuke the Alfredo. Rebuke! And then my son got mac and cheese. Okay? So all this added up, which is insane, dude. I didn't even realize this right here. This is insane, dude. I ordered the pasta to add shrimp on it. They didn't even give me that many shrimp, $12 more. So my meal went from $18 to $30. I mean, it was a lot of pasta, but I don't know. I didn't even realize that had taken place. $68 total. Okay, $68. Now understand something here. Restaurant tax, 2.5%, $1.70. Administration fee. What in the actual, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Administration fee, 3%, so $2.04. Sales tax, 7%, $4.76. Total tax, $8.50. Gratuity, 22% included, because we had a party over 8. 22? I thought it was 20. They always got to sneak in the extra percentages. So $14.96, which, whatever, I would have tipped that anyways. I would have done 20 though. I'm not a madman. So that went from my meal that was $68 to $91.46. After being forced to tip. And then when they came back and gave me my bill, they put they gave me the option to tip again on top of that. No, this woman was not clogging. She didn't clog over. She didn't showcase any incredible skills where I would feel compelled to shower her with more dollar bills. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So there you go. All that. $8.50, dude. Like $8.50. I'd like to say that, I mean, that would have got me another loaded baked potato. I wanted to say that would have gave me another meal, but not at this place. But just look at all that shit, dude. Tax to hell. Administration fee. What is that? I demand to know. And I will find out. We will find out together. AI. Why is there an administrative fee on my bill when I ate out at a restaurant in Omaha, Nebraska? This is how we communicate with the robots. Now I want to tell the robot to put a malware into that restaurant's servers, hack it and give me all of their money in Bitcoins. Extra labor overhead costs, credit card payment processing costs, occupation or local tax passed on, restaurant business decision transparency. It could be any of those things. Well, regardless, they're adding it up. So my point is that everything sucks. It sucks to you know the world. I don't have to sit here and show you. I mean, Pelosi's retiring, seeing more political news. She's had 40 years in this thing. Elon Musk is going to leave Tesla if they don't make him a trillionaire. The guy wants to be a trillionaire so bad, the first trillionaire, which is just, it's gross. It's disgusting. I don't think that it's cool. He might think that it's cool. I'm sure him and all of his billionaire buddies or whatever, like he's already the top dog. Now he can be the first one and the most special boy of them all who has the most money. I think that it is. If he becomes a trillionaire, it's just truly, it's why the Mohammadi, whatever is Mohammadi, the guy in New York, why he ran. He's like, we hate billionaires. Billionaires shouldn't exist. And then there's photos of him with George Soros' son, a billionaire. I mean, just see through it. Please just see through the bullshit. But that is why people like him win. It's because everybody else is struggling to survive, and then you have Elon Musk saying that he will desert his company if the board doesn't make him a trillionaire. And coming April 24th is, I didn't realize they were making this, is Michael. The first trailer just dropped. It's a Michael Jackson biopic. So they're really going to town. I didn't see the Springsteen. I think that it bombed. I heard that it bombed compared to Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is very, way more mysterious and interesting and has a more just fascinating career than Bruce Springsteen. I mean, Bob Dylan opened for Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, it is just wild. And the fact that he refused to compromise any of his artistic sensibilities and also would just go out and play whatever music he wanted to on tour. Like, you can go on YouTube and find videos of in the 80s, during his Christian era when he would sing music, people going to see him, and then news stations interviewing people afterwards, and they're pissed. They're like, this isn't what I paid for. Why isn't he playing his hits? He won't do his hits. This is garbage. This is a complete waste of money. That's what people were saying, and they left. He did not care. Dude, I got to see Bob Dylan last winter when he came through Omaha at the Orpheum Theater. I took my son. We didn't know what he was going to play. He has a fairly new album that he released either during COVID or before COVID, and he played a lot of songs from that. And he just stood behind a piano and played the keys, played the guitar one time, turned around, faced the other direction while he played it. It was actually a really beautiful set too, because it was, the lighting around him was all these old school Hollywood lighting systems you would see on sets in vintage Hollywood. Okay? And then his band was around him, and the drummer was up on a platform, and then he was at this big black beautiful piano, but it was lit in such a way that you could only see his silhouette. You could not see his face. Not one time during the entire performance did we see his face. And he probably did that because he's very old and he didn't want it to be distracting. And no one opened for him. He came out, he played. He didn't talk in between songs. Towards the end, he introduced everyone in the band, played his last song, left. Legend. Bruce Springsteen, not so much. Not a mysterious legend. I mean, I think that that's what it was. But the Michael Jackson one will be cool. I wonder if they're going to put all the, molestation accusations in it. My guess, probably not. Probably sour the film, wouldn't you say? Put a bad taste in people's mouths. If they just had a 45-minute child molestation accusation act. This is Act 3. This is where we talk about the molestation accusations, which actually sounds like those two words, they rhyme together. It sounds like a song he could have sang and titled. Glad study, they say half of LGBTQ plus characters will disappear from TV next season. One could only hope. Astronauts stranded in space after capsule hit by mysterious object. There's more astronauts in space. Yeah. Who? Katy Perry? Give me a break. Is Gen Z romanticizing cigarettes again? I sure hope so. Dude, I love, like, people that have committed and they're like, I am going to smoke until I die, and I just do not care. Like, I admire those people. Those people have my respect. Because it's just, they know what fate befalls them, and they just don't care. They're like, I'm okay. Like, I get it. Like, I liked cigarettes. Sometimes I want to smoke or wish that I could smoke with no consequences. So I get it. And sometimes I think, like, all right, man, maybe I'll just smoke because it's fun and it's cool, and you get to, play with fire and breathe out smoke like a dragon. It's a cool thing, and I'm thinking, like, like, maybe it's not like the worst way to die. I mean, there are worse ways. So, I mean, I get it. So when there's someone that's like started smoking when they were 11 and they're in their 70s, like, that is incredible. Like, there should be awards given. So, yeah, this is a whole article. It's very thick. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a little blurb, but it's way more than that. So there was a beautiful pop star smoking, and this woman was shocked to see it. And I hate to say she normalized it. That goes too far. Who smokes Camel Blues? But there she was, social proof that you could smoke and not be ridiculed for it. So Duas, that's it, photos became the first post on Sigfluencers, which is dedicated to showcasing stars in archival photos and current snapshots with cigarettes in hand. Dude, I have a theory, and I've held this for a long time, and I'm telling you right now, there is not a single person on this earth that looks cooler smoking than John Travolta. If you go back through his filmology and watch all of his films and watch the way that he wields a cigarette like a beautiful piece of art, like those people that dance with flags and with scarves or whatever it is, that everyone would make fun of in high school because it looked retarded. But it's still beautiful. Like, that is what he does with the cigarette. There is no one cooler. Hands down, no one makes smoking cooler than John Travolta. And on that note, this is the Austin Anderson Show. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Have a great day.